If you were watching last week, you may remember the 16-year-old boy we told you about who scaled the Freedom Tower, the nation's tallest building. Well, this week, 4 men were arrested for climbing to the top of the Freedom Tower in Lower Manhattan and parachuting off of it. Gee, I feel so secure, and I don't think there's a problem at all with security. I don't know about you.
Well, you know, actually, I know a guy back in Indiana who had base jump, and he'd base jump off of antennas, and I'm thinking, these people really are nuts. I mean, to be able to feel comfortable when jumping off with a parachute about this big off of a building. I mean, you know, there's the security issue, but then there's like, how in the world did they get away with it?
Forget that. And I want to go back to security.
And they have the video that when they landed, traffic was going by. It was just insane.
I got to tell you, Dr. Bart, I'm feeling very, very insecure right now about the security in Lower Manhattan.
And I question it myself, but I also wonder about the personality types that do this. I don't know what kinds of features they actually, or traits they possess, but they seem to be pretty far out there.
Well, I don't know. I've gone skydiving, Dr. Bart. I seem to be fairly stable.
Yeah, but Mia, that's a long way down. This base jumping is jumping off this building. That's just crazy.
No, it's got to be ultimate rush. I think it's fantastic. I completely.
Oh, you're one of them. You're doing that, aren't you? You're a base jumper.
No,
the 16-year-old boy who scaled it and climbed it. I'm like.
You have to admire the fearlessness of these guys.
Absolutely.
But what's fear-inducing is that the NYPD didn't know this was happening, or that the building security wasn't able to.
Well, it was an inside job, wasn't it? I mean, there was a guy who helped build the building and got him in, and look,
there was an iron worker.
Everybody has passes. Yeah. Everybody has a pass to a building, security.
But still, I have to say, I do hope that they're reevaluating the security down there, because as you very eloquently said, Dr. Mirescu, it's putting the fear in me, these fearless guys. So. All right, we're going to go on to the next subject. The comedian selfie battle of 2014 is officially on. Just weeks after Ellen DeGeneres tweeted the most famous selfie ever as she was hosting the Academy Awards, Jimmy Kimmel has posted a selfie with the Clintons. Now, I'm doubting that you have that on your phone there, Dee Dee.
No, I don't. No, I only have the fresh outlook selfie of us. Much, much more important than that. But I think it was very clever. I like Jimmy Kimmel. I think he is a really good host. And look what he did. He came back with a response. That was pretty cool, really.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cute. I like Jimmy Kimmel as well. I think he's a good entertainer. And
when you get all 3 Clintons there, that was clever.
Well, it's clever for the Clintons.
Together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. But it's clever for the Clintons. It's clever for the Democratic Party. It's clever. And it's just interesting to see where these selfies are going. And I do want to weigh in with Dr. Bart on this subject. In terms of these selfies, it seems a little bit to me, even though I love my selfies with Dee Dee, it seems sometimes these selfies can be a bit self-absorbed.
Well, they can, but you know, what I like about them actually is that many of us are visual. That's how we
Dr. Bart just likes our selfies. Admit it. That's what you're talking about.
Well, I just think it's a positive, and I like that one with Jimmy Kimmel. I thought it was really very positive.
I think it adds a softened quality to high-ranking members of governance. While listening to Dr. Bart's statement, I kept trying to think of President Eisenhower doing a selfie.
Oh my gosh, that's very funny. Yeah, I don't see him doing a selfie.
You can't quite imagine it, but you know, you see the Danish PM doing it, or with Obama.
I didn't like the selfie at the Mandela funeral.
Yeah, I didn't like that either, because it was a hello, a funeral, somebody died. So don't do a selfie at a funeral.
But
we will not be doing a selfie at a funeral.
The DeGeneres one, that should be a poster. That's excellent.
I actually really liked it myself. Yeah. I thought it was funny. All right, on to our next subject. Switzerland announced it will host the first Bionic Olympics in 2016, which is just, to me, incredible when you think about Bionic Olympics and how far we've come in terms of technology and improving, you know, folks that have anything wrong with them in terms of an injury or any of that sort. But just amazing. Like, I never thought the Bionic Man and the Bionic Woman would be actually going to the Olympics.
Hey, get it right, Mia. It's a $6 million.
$6 million, that's right.
Which now would be $6 billion, wouldn't it?
Well, leave it to Switzerland. Switzerland is a highly technologically advanced country. I have very strong personal ties. Much of my family, originally from Romania, lives in Geneva and Lausanne. I spent many visits there, and you see in public transportation how technologically advanced is. You literally can set your watch to a time schedule of the trains in Switzerland. So it's a society that appreciates technology. You know, the particle accelerator, the CERN particle accelerator is based in just outside of Geneva, I believe. So I can't think of a better host for such an advanced Olympics.
But will it be bigger than Russia's Olympics? That's just a joke, just a joke.
Well, probably because theirs wasn't any good, thanks to Putin.
Okay.
It's the worst Olympics ever. So I'm all for the Bionic Olympics in Switzerland. Yeah, I think that's right.
I just think it's really inspirational. That's why I wanted to share it. So,
I agree.
all right, Obamacare. Let's. Some people may say not so inspirational. Few cheers and jeers on that one this week. Interesting note on this one. For more than a year, the Spanish-language television network Univision has embarked on their own company-wide effort to get Latinos signed up on the exchanges for this. Now, they've kind of taken, it's not exactly you're supposed to be a little neutral in the news, but they've certainly taken a very strong stance, and nobody's really called them out. Again, not liking to point the finger at the media or any media organization, but it's interesting that nobody has pointed that out.
Yeah, but Univision likens itself, fancies itself also to be a bit of a socially responsible news carrier. Let's go back to the last presidential elections. Jorge, I believe, what's his last name? The very famous journalist with Univision, a guy originally from Mexico. He was really the first journalist to really go after Obama for the number of deportations, with the highest in any presidential history. That was a socially responsible thing to take that to the presidency.
I'm going to cut you off. That's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
I'm going to cut you off.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I agree with you, Mia, because that's like many of us, we don't want Obamacare at all, so he's taking sides. Is it Obama vision? I mean, because this is Obama's big policy. Republicans don't want it, he does, so he's taking sides. So I think it's very, very partisan.
Dr. Bart, any thoughts on that? I know that you're still a fan of Obamacare.
Well, it includes mental health. It includes pre-existing conditions. Probably over 6, maybe close to 7 million people will sign up by the 15th of April. I said before on this show that I thought Obamacare would be successful. And my question to the Republicans is, what happens when it is successful? Because I think we're going down the right path.
Well, don't worry, it won't be.
Don't start, but I think there are many facets to this law. When people hear about it, they like it. And it's showing because more and more people are signing up. And I predict in the next 2 to 3 months, 4 months, this is going to be even more popular.
I agree, and I think Latinos will benefit most from it.
I still think that there's been so much confusion, though, with it.
It's a total fail. They only have 6 million. I mean, they lower the bar every time. They keep changing the dates. You know, again, even this. Oh, hello, we're going to extend the deadline again. It's not working. It's not going to work. It's going to implode. It's going to go away. It is not going to last. No way.
Dr. Bart?
Oh, he turned his mic off. All right.
I think we actually lost Dr. Bart on that one.
No, I agree with Dr. Bart. I think we mustn't look at these grand social policies as a 100-meter sprint. We have to look at these as half marathons or marathons. And there have been very serious challenges to it. This has not gone smoothly. This is an indication that there's weakness at the executive level. But I disagree with, I don't quite agree with Dr. Bart's very, very positive look at it. I think it will be a beneficial thing, and I actually do think Latinos will, as a growing segment of U.S. demographics, will benefit most.
I don't think it matters because I think it's going away. I mean, it's going to implode. They don't have enough young people signing up. They don't have nearly enough people signed up.
They have more middle-aged people signing up right now.
Yeah, 6 million, that's a small number. I mean, that is way off the mark. And I think Republicans, we're for sure going to win the midterms. So that's going to change a lot of things. I think it's doomed.
All right, we do have to go on to our very last story, and you know how I always like to end the show on a happy note. Well, this story comes from Minneapolis, and it's about a 34-year-old man, Aaron Permort. He had a seizure while he was driving this week to work, and Aaron has stage 4 brain cancer. And when he got to the hospital, he found a note in his jacket. Your car is parked in the parking lot at 18th Avenue in Stinson. Now, touched by the thoughtful act, Aaron and his wife turned to social media for help to find the doer of the good deed. And they had so much help from Minneapolis. And it turns out that it was actually a police officer, Kyle Severson. But the story had more than 1 million hits with people who were touched by this very good deed. So I just thought I would end on that very happy note, and I just thought it was a wonderful story.
Still good people out there.
There you go. All right, well, that is all we have time for this week on Fresh Outlook. I'm Mia Toschi. On behalf of all of us here, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you back here next week.